Hey, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? It's Mano 777, and we're back inside of Destiny. Today, I'm going to be talking to you about the most efficient, the fastest, and the best way to rank up the light level of your character in Rise of Iron. I have people on my Twitch live streams as well as my Facebook groups that I am a part of ask, how do I get to a higher light level? I'm stuck around 349 or 352 or even higher than that, and people don't know how to break through that next wall. And so I'm going to be showing you everything you need to know about how to level in Rise of Iron. I have seen a lot of videos on this on Facebook and on YouTube, and frankly, I don't believe that any of them really do it justice. There are a lot of good videos that details parts of this, but my goal is to detail every single thing that you can do to boost your light level and the fastest way that I have done it. So guys, with that, let's get to the video. The best way to break down this video and basically to structure it is to talk about different activities and different barriers with the items that you receive. There are certain items that you receive or you can decrypt that essentially are going to give you those certain light level items that are going to help you level up your light. So we're going to break the video down into those sections. The very first section is going to be light level 300 to about 340. In this light level area, what you're going to find is that you are going to need to be taking care of the Rise of Iron campaign. Very simple, very easy. Obviously, it's important that you do the campaign so you understand the story, as well as getting some very, very easy, cheap items. You don't really have to do anything additional. You'll get some 340 light level items, and you'll be on your way. Once you've completed the campaign story mode of Rise of Iron, you're going to be coming up to what I like to think of as the first barrier, and it's going to move us on to our next tier of light, and it's going to be around, maybe you're sitting around 338 to 340 light. There is an important distinction to make here. Say for example, anytime you're around 320 to 340 light and you pick up a blue item that is encrypted, you take it to the cryptarch, it will get you a higher light level item. However, once you reach, say for example, 340 or 341 and you try and decrypt an item, it will never go higher than 340 if it is a blue encrypted engram. However, if it does proc into a legendary or an exotic, it will go higher light level, but again, that's very rare. This is the first great barrier. So right now we're going to start looking at what you need to do to get to light levels 340 to 365. How do you boost your light level there? There are a ton of different options in this range of things to do. There's quest lines that you can do, and there's a whole lot of like strikes and things like that. But I'm going to break down what I think is the fastest and easiest way to do it, but I'm going to give you all the options as well. First thing you can do is you can go pick up vendor items. That's something that's very easy to do. You can go pick up a ghost, or you can pick up like a class item or weapons, whatever. What I would recommend that you do, if you have an exotic class item, say for example, maybe you did that quest line when Taken King was around and you have an exotic cloak or mark or bond or anything else like that, go get a class item that is a higher light level, because those faction packages are going to pay off later on. Trust me, we'll get to that a little bit later on in the video. Another suggestion is to pick up a higher light level ghost from any of the vendors who sell them. They're going to boost your ghost light level up to 350, and ghosts are some of the most rare items that you can get in the game from, say for example, strikes or anything else like that. So if you'd like to, go pick that up. We're going to come back to ghosts, class items, as well as artifacts here in just a little bit. But now I want to talk about how to get higher light level armor and weapons. There's a ton of different activities that you can do right now in the end game content of Rise of Iron to get better loot drops from that. For essentially what you're looking for is you're looking for any kind of already decrypted blue item. Say for example, something from a strike. Something that you can also do is go to the challenge of the elders. If you do the challenge of the elders and you get an elder sigil from him, not your faction package, your elder sigil, those legendary items will drop at up to 365 light level. Also, you can always just hop into the crucible. Chances are you might get a legendary or something like that, which will drive your light level up. In addition, if you've got a team or if you're lucky enough, you can go do some Archon's Forge and you will get items up to 365 light there as well. This next piece is the key to raising your light level super fast and the best way to do it. What I'm going to tell you now is the key to this technique. So, a lot of big streamers, and I'm not going to take credit for this. I'm actually going to throw credit to Grenader Jake because he was the first one to discover this. They were able to raise their light levels up to 380 light through this process. What they were able to do is they went in and they farmed Omnigul. And what you could do if you don't know about this technique, essentially you could just farm Omnigul and get blues constantly from her, but because you could kill the boss at an area before you're actually in the final boss area, so you could just essentially kill yourself and rerun that part again. So you're essentially completing a strike every 2 minutes. It's very simple, very easy. It was a great way to farm. However, Bungie patched this, so now you can no longer do that. So now people are kind of stuck. How do you raise your light level? How do you get all these items that you want without dismantling all these purple items? Maybe you get a really nice legendary that you don't want to get rid of, but you get a blue or you get a purple or something like that that you have to throw into another item. How do you do it? This is the key. When I was on my Xbox One, I actually farmed Omnigul. That was one of the ways I could get my light level up higher. What I recommend to you now and what I did on my PlayStation 4, and it worked amazingly, go do the Sepix Perfected Strike. Go farm that. Now, you're not going to be able to kill the boss over and over and over and over and over and over and over again repeatedly and kill yourself and die. You're going to actually have to do the strike itself. But if you do it on the 320 difficulty, don't even go into the Siva Crisis or the Siva Heroic playlist, because you might get a strike that's a little bit longer. It might take a whole lot of time. This is the way to get there fastest and most efficiently. Go into Sepix and go do that strike a lot. It's going to do a lot of things at the same time. First of all, if you hadn't noticed, you probably got a couple of different quest lines, say from some of the different vendors in the Iron Temple at Felwinter Peak. One of them is called Artifacts of the Iron Lords. Essentially, it's going to ask you to do noble deeds performed in the Plague Lands. Well, Sepix Perfected is considered to be a Plague Lands strike. So every time you do a strike, you're getting yourself closer to getting an artifact at 350 light level instantly. All you have to do is go turn that in to Tyra at the Iron Temple, and you're going to have an artifact at 350 light. We're going to talk about more options for artifacts here in a little bit later. But in addition, you can also complete all of your different bounties and stuff like that. Shiro 4 might have some bounties that you can do. You might be able to get the Thorn quest. In addition, you're also essentially farming for exotics. Every single time you go up against Sepix, pop a 3 of coins. I know that I've picked up a ton of different exotic engrams from him, and it doesn't matter what your light level is. You could be a 345 or something like that, and you can still get an exotic engram from him. Now, the key to this is that when you get a higher light level item, say for example, you get a blue, don't infuse that blue into a weapon that you want to keep. Just put on the blue item. This is kind of, again, like the Omnigul farming technique, but we're just using Sepix in its place. Basically, what you do is you replace that item, and what you're going to do is you're slowly going to use these blue items to raise your light level. You also may have the chance of getting different ghosts and things like that. In addition, you might be able to get a skeleton key. You may be able to kill Sepix or any kind of a strike boss, and you're able to pick up an item with the skeleton key in the chest at the end of the strike. What you can actually pick up is you can pick up 365 weapons from there, as well as higher light level artifacts. Most of the time, a higher light level artifact will decrypt as a blue instantly there for you, and it will be a significantly higher light level. By doing this, I was able to rank up in maybe about an hour or two of farming it. Each strike maybe takes about 10 minutes, but every time you're guaranteed at least 2 to 3 blue items. Now, the reason why I tell you to do it on the 320 is because if you do it in the playlist, you have chances of getting legendary items. And again, those legendary items will drive up your light level, but it will also not guarantee you blues. It won't guarantee you that you might get those blue drops, and the blue drops are the key. Those blue drops will go up to 365 light, and they'll drop as identified engrams. Now, what's going to happen is you might get up to having all your weapons and armor up to 365 light. You'll kind of be stuck now, maybe around 363. This is the next barrier. This is the next place that I've talked about, and there's a couple of different strategies and a couple of different ways around it. First of all, what you're probably going to need is a different ghost or a different class item or a different artifact. Let's talk about the artifact first. If you need a higher light level artifact, what you need to do is grind the Court of Oryx bosses, and by doing that, you're not trying to get the artifacts from the Court of Oryx itself. You're trying to get Eris Morn and her faction increased because the faction will almost guarantee you, it's like a 75% chance of dropping an artifact that is a higher light level, one that corresponds to your light level. So say, for example, maybe you're sitting with a 350 artifact that you just got from Tyra Karn. You go do an Eris Morn faction package and you're able to pick that up, and you have a very, very, very good chance of getting up a higher artifact. In addition, you can also get them from the skeleton key chests again, but if skeleton key chests aren't dropping for you and you need a surefire way of doing it, this is the way to do it. In addition, you might be lucky enough, maybe you'll have a blue item, or maybe you'll have a legendary weapon or engram of some sort, and it'll actually decrypt into some artifacts that are higher light level. That will happen, and that has happened to me before, and it's super awesome when it does. But again, that is a surefire way of getting it done. So now that you're about 365 light level with those blues on, start to infuse those blues into those legendary items that you want to become your main items. Now you'll have a full range of legendary armor and weapons without having to do a whole ton of decrypting and not using all your legendary marks. So now that you've gotten to about 365 light, you are at what I consider to be the next tier. You've gotten past the next barrier at 365, and now you're at the tier of 365 to 385 light. What does that mean for you? Well, that means that if you get any encrypted legendary items, they're only going to go up to 365 light when you decrypt them. Where are you going to boost your light level? Well, you are going to want to be looking for Iron Banner, Trials of Osiris, or other rewards from that. You're going to want to be looking for encrypted exotic engrams, which will boost your light level around there. In addition, we can also talk about faction packages, which are probably the easiest way to get this next step done. There are a number of different ways to maximize your factions. First of all, knowing which factions exist, which factions can get you higher light level gear. The answer is essentially all the vendors now have an option or an ability to get you higher light level gear, whether they're the Vanguard, Crucible, Gunsmith, Eris Morn, the Future Workhall, New Monarchy, Dead Orbit, the Varix packages when you go and you get a actual package from him, not a sigil. Queen's Wrath packages. Yes, the Queen's Wrath on the Reef will get you higher light level gear, and you can boost that by doing either the bounties that she's got or by putting etheric light into her faction. In addition, if you've got spare materials from Crota's End or from Vogue or anything else like that, you can use that to boost your faction packages by going to the speaker and getting Motes of Light. Then take those Motes of Light, go to your favorite faction, boom, you've leveled up.
If you need more Motes of Light from other sources other than that, go do the public events every single day inside of Destiny, as well as doing your bounties every single day. All of those things will net you more experience. They'll also net you more Motes of Light every single day that you do them. Go around and go do them in the Plague Lands because they are awesome. You can pick up lots of planetary materials. You can pick up lots of Motes of Light from doing this, as well as boosting your Rise of Iron faction book. In addition, if you have a ton of strange coins lying around, when Xur shows up, say tomorrow, if you have a bunch of strange coins and you've got all the exotics that you want and you really don't want anything, go buy heavy ammo synths, because that is going to help you rank up your faction packages the easiest. Once you're at this point, one of the main reasons why people are worried about leveling up their light level is so that they can easily do the raid. You should then, at around this point, go do the raid. It's going to be the thing that's going to bust up your light level the most. It's going to get you up to 385 light level gear, whether it's armor, weapons, everything can drop from the raid. It can also drop exotics. There are a ton of exotic chests, as well as the Outbreak Prime quest. If you need help with doing the raids, check out my Twitch live streams. I bring people through the raid and carry them all the time. It's just twitch.tv/manodestra777, and the link is down in the description box below. Now, after doing the raid a bunch of times, what do you do after about 380 light? There are a ton of different options of things that you can do. You can still do faction packages, which is a great idea. You should be opening your exotic engrams here pretty much anytime you get a chance, because that will boost your light level up just a little bit higher. In addition, you need to do the Nightfall Strike every single week on each of your characters. I've seen it drop up to 389 light level loot all the time. It's amazing. You've got to do your Nightfalls. In addition, go do Iron Banner, do Trials of Osiris, all those additional things, and that will boost your light level even higher. Once you've done all those things, you are now ready for the heroic version of the raid, and now you are able to get these items that are up to, we believe, 400 light level gear. We're going to be seeing that when the new Wrath of the Machine heroic version of the raid comes out, so we're going to be waiting for that. It's going to be dropping next week, at least at the time of this video. All right, guys, and with that, we've covered all the different barriers as well as all the different ways to get by them. We've covered the 300 to 340 light level, the 340 to 365, the 365 to 385, and then higher than that, different options. So now you've done the fast leveling technique. You know how to do it. The key, again, get those blues when you're at the 365 light level. Do the raid once you're done with that. Again, options open up a ton when you're there. So I hope you've liked this video. If you feel like I've missed something, drop it in the comment section below. And if you've liked something, leave it something down in the comment section down below. If you like something in this video as well, a positive rating would be greatly appreciated. Hit that subscribe button. I'm going to be bringing you a ton of new Rise of Iron content. I'm also going to be doing a lot of new things on my YouTube channel. For those of you who know that I do my weekly reset vids, I'm going to be doing a bunch of new stuff. We're really looking at expanding the channel a ton. So look forward to that. I look forward to bringing you that content. Check out my Twitch live streams. I carry people through the raids all the time. I do some fun stuff in trials as well as PvP, Iron Banner. We have some awesome teams and a massively amazing community. So come check that out. All that stuff is in the description box below, guys. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time in the universe of Destiny.